Welcome back to The Toast, the final episode of the year, being made even more special as if it wasn't special enough. We are joined by, honestly, someone who's had such an impact on this show. You recognize me? It is the one, the only Olivia Culpo. Welcome to the show, Olivia.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys. First of all, I can't believe that I've had an impact on this show. I told everybody that I was doing this and they were peeing their pants. Everybody adores you guys. So thank you for having me. And I adore you obviously personally, but
No, but we're so excited. I can't believe we haven't had you on the show yet, but I do feel like now is the perfect time. You have so much going on. We have spoken about your new show a lot here at The Toast because I'm obsessed with it. And I don't just say that like to be up your butt and stuff. Like, I think it's such a wonderful, joyful, positive show that the world needs more of. And I think that you and your sisters are such great role models as individuals, but also like your sisterly bond. We are obsessed with sisters and being sisters, and watching you and yours. I feel like I know what your answer is going to be because I work with my sisters. But what is it like working with your sisters in such an official capacity now?
it's oh my gosh, I can't imagine you guys. You've been doing it for so much longer. It's really hard. Like, it's hard. It's equal parts hard, but equal parts rewarding. Obviously, there's no love that you have with, anybody else in the world that's like the love you have for your sister. You would die for them, but equal parts, you're going to call them out on every single piece of bullshit that they throw your way. So yeah, it's like, it really is both bad and good.
And how are they, like, this is not so new for you. Like, you've been around the block, you've been around for a long time. And I feel like being on TV is a level up. And for your sisters, I feel like it's much more of a jump. How are they dealing with it? Because people can be like, when you open up your lives, you're opening yourself up to like some really awful people saying awful things about you and your sisters. How are they dealing with it?
I think they're good at it. Honestly, they're good at being the bullshit. I think that it's because we're insulated by each other in a lot of ways, because it's not even just us. We also have my two brothers and my parents. Like, we're one of five, so they help as well. Like, there's really no rock bottom when at least you're gonna have each other at the end. So when you are dealing with the bullshit, when people are being horrible because they feel horrible themselves, you just have to remember and keep that in mind. And we help each other. And you guys know, because you face it too. You've been doing this for so long. It's like, some days you wake up and you can take on the world, and other days you wake up and somebody can tell you that like you have a dead end on your hair and you like want to cry.
No,
So
it's
it
so
really
true.
depends on the day. I know. So the three of us, and I'm sure it's the same with you guys, like, every day somebody's having a good day or a bad day, and the person having a good day will lift up the others. And it really is like that, this weird cycle of, I'll call my sister and I'll be in a really bad place about some things that I'm reading or doing or not getting, and she'll be in a really good place and she'll remind me of the truth. And then other times she'll be in the dark and I'll remind her of the truth, which is just that, you have to just be happy to be here and doing what you have set out to do. And like, it's like the man in the arena quote. I have it on the back
Yep.
of my phone, but the
Yeah.
Theodore Roosevelt quote. But also in general, it's like, if you can't handle the heat, you have to get out of the kitchen, and you have to remember that at the end of the day, it's a privilege to be able to take chances in the way that we are in any capacity. And you should just be proud of that and really try to think about that. And the haters are going to hate no matter what. Just
That's a
is what
really
it is.
good way of looking at it.
You have had such an amazing career. I feel like sometimes we have to remind ourselves that you came from Miss USA to start, and then you've been an influencer for so many years and an actress. And even though you, for the last few years, have been sharing your life on Instagram, and I feel like we get to know you so well, now being on a reality show, you are sharing so much more. How has that transition been for you to open up yourself like that?
It's been challenging, but mostly challenging because I have a lot of, well, for the people in my life who are not who don't want to be on a reality show, like my boyfriend, for example, like things like that have been challenging because I don't want to exploit the privacy of people that I care about when I'm sharing my point of view. So just walking that very fine line. But as far as myself, I am an open book, and I think this has been an opportunity that has scared me because of the vulnerability involved in it, and having to take everything up a level in the storytelling of my life. But I like that. I actually feel like I've always been an open book in that way, and I have to say I enjoy it. It's scary.
We enjoy it too. And I feel like when you think about like your favorite influencer and thinking about them being on a reality show, oftentimes it would wind up being disappointing. But your life and your family life, and I feel like your interior life too, it's not just entertaining, but it's really like, I don't know how to describe it other than like joyful and real. Like that's how real sisters are with each other. Like you guys are so hardworking, but you also know how to have fun and like enjoy all of the things that you've earned for yourselves.
Thanks. I feel like that's a very, very, very nice compliment. And where I came from is so different from my life now. I mean, I'm sure for everyone it is, right? But it's cool to be able to share it's cool to be able to share that with people, especially my parents. They're just so out of this world.
They're so sweet.
They're really
I
sweet.
love when they're on the show. They give like really great advice, and also they offer such a great perspective because it's like these two really grounding people who like come into your LA world, and kind of you realize how it's so dissimilar to the real world for some people. But I think having them there it's a perfect formula.
I know, it's true. They really are grounding. They will humble you very quickly. They always have a way of reframing everything to make you feel like, oh yeah, this really isn't a big deal. Like my problems are not as big as I think they are. And it's helpful. It is.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad you brought up your boyfriend, because I don't know if you know, like a fun fact about the Toast is that we fully support the 49ers. And that's because Kyle Juszczyk and his wife are Toasters, and we just like love to see Toasters out on the field doing their thing. And now that your man's plays for the 49ers and like you're spending a lot of time in San Fran, it's so much better. Like it's fabulous. And I want to know like what your thoughts are on San Fran. I know it's easier for you to get there now from LA.
Yeah. I love that you use the word fabulous. Football is fabulous.
It's fabulous.
Football is fabulous.
It is.
I know. I have to say I love it. I love the 49ers. I love the Bang Bang Niner gang. It's fun being on a team that's winning. I have to say, I mean,
so
obviously,
true.
Yeah, winning is better than losing, and they've been doing that lately. So I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. And the flight is so much easier for me. The weather's easier.
Right.
Everything about it is easier. People lately have been like, you look so like rested and something different about you. It's like, oh yeah, because I'm not getting on a 5.5-hour flight every week to go to Charlotte. That truly took years off my life. I had to do that for 3 years. I love Charlotte dearly and I love everybody there so much, but that 5.5 hours, it's so bad.
That's love.
I know.
That's
and
love.
Then when you get there, your whole day is gone. Like I would leave at 8 and I would get there at like 4 because the time changed.
Yeah, because when you fly west to east, it sucks. You like lose your whole day.
You lose the whole day. I would leave my house when it's dark out and I would get there when it's dark. So that sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New beginnings.
Do you feel like the reception to the show and like how well everyone is like loving it is going to make some of the more reticent people in your life, or even like maybe people that you work with, feel more comfortable joining the show? I feel like we always hear that about like Real Housewives, how like in the beginning they weren't allowed to film here or there, but then like once you see how much support it has and how beloved it is now, like everybody wants in on it.
I know, that's so true. I absolutely think so. I think my boyfriend's mom will want to be on it. That would be really funny. My boyfriend will
Your
come
content
around.
with her is so premium.
Oh my God. One of the craziest things about you is that you quarantined with your boyfriend's family for like 100 days, right? With your sister, and that you guys didn't, and that there wasn't a murder. And I think that's amazing.
It's huge.
There wasn't a murder. That was an interesting time, to be honest with you. There was a lot of surviving. Not thriving.
Right.
But no, I love them. We got so close. I feel like if you can go through a pandemic with someone, you can get through anything. Like going to the grocery store and feeling like, okay, that's it. I'm going to die now. Like literally, remember going out and just being like, this is really fucking scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, your content with your boyfriend's mom is so premium. And I feel like not a lot of people have that. So it's really nice.
Oh, thanks. Yes, she's a character. I feel like she would be the star of the show. So I would love to see her. I would love to see more of Christian. I think that maybe, I agree. Everybody was really scared at the beginning when this show was about to come out. And I was so grateful that they actually had, they were pleasantly surprised. That doesn't always happen. And I don't see the episodes before they air. So I have no idea what's going to get out there and how it's going to be portrayed. And they could spin things in a bunch of different ways. So anyway, overall a good experience, and I definitely think that if there are enough, maybe I can even get, some of the other 49ers on the show. Imagine.
I feel like, do you know Kristen Juszczyk? I feel like she
Yeah.
would love it.
Maybe
She would love it.
right? I think so. It's
The
fun.
toast brings people together, so we could arrange it, honestly.
It really 100%.
But we would obviously have to be there. Like, we would want to be
Yeah.
on the show too,
You
like,
guys, you have
like
to
we
be on
arranged
the
this
show.
meeting.
People would shit their pants.
Wait,
actually.
can I ask you a question, like, more in general about your career? I feel like it's been so interesting to follow. Like Jackie said, I feel like a lot of people don't even remember that you really got your start and your platform from the pageant circuit, and then you got more into influencing and now reality star. And I feel like I remember a shift in your content a few years ago where you were really actively including your sisters in your content. And of course, we loved it because we found it so relatable. And I'm curious if that was like a conscious decision for you, or it was just like naturally, like, I'm with my sisters, so I might as well make them film with me.
That's a good question.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I should probably include them. My extras in the back. I'm just kidding. It was 100% organic. So my older sister, Aurora, she actually was private until like 3 or 4 years ago. So at that point, before that point, there was actually a lot of tension between us because she thought that what I was doing was senseless and vain and vapid, and she was going through this whole like yogi guru, I don't know, this weird Buddha phase. Yeah, like one of those. And she was like, my sister only wears crop tops, and she's so into herself, and all she does is take pictures. It's like, okay, well, anyway, she gets it now. It's not just taking pictures. It's building a relationship with people, and you guys understand that whole situation. But so I ended up, when she got the stick out of her ass, I started doing more content around her, and like I would just be more comfortable. So then she was in the content. And then with my younger sister, she was in college not that long ago. So I was living in LA, she was living in Boston at college, and then when she finally got out of college, she moved in with me. So that was around the same time. So it all kind of happened very organically because we've always been equally close. I've always considered them to be like my best friends in the world. Mm-hmm. But I guess in some ways Instagram has brought us together because we were all having so much fun sharing with people. Because like if one of them were like, I don't want to be on your Instagram, then I don't know if, this obviously wouldn't have happened the way that it did, but we ended up having a ton of fun together and just being, I don't know, stupid on social media.
I kind of would have loved to see the show though, like back when Aurora, you said, your words, not mine, had the stick up her ass. Like I think that would have been hilarious.
I know, like every time I would go over, she'd be like, oh my God, you're in another crop top. Why are you in another crop top? And now all she wears is crop tops. That's one example of when she had the stick up her ass era, which she might not admit it, but she will. She should.
Not her launching a war on crop tops, even though I fully support that movement. I'm so over crop tops. Like some of us have big tits. We can't just wear crop tops,
Right. Like you have a perfect ass and you're wearing a crop top? Get out of here.
Right.
I don't have a perfect ass, by the way, so.
Some of us have jugs. Like we can't just be walking around in a bra,
I'm crying.
The show is really so good. I feel like this has been like a great era for you, and it's just nice to see, like, we've met you. Actually, we have like a running joke on the toast. The first time we met you, what year was it, Jackie? At Coachella?
It was Coachella. It was our first time, maybe. So maybe that was 2017, Claude.
And we met at the porta potties, right?
We did.
Classic us. So on brand. And we obviously were like, loved your Instagram and we loved you. And you came over and said hi. And we walked away and we were like, Jackie, like, she came up to you. Like,
we're like, she recognized
you. And we just kept saying it on the show. And now it's like a running joke on the show. You recognize me?
Oh my God.
And it started with you.
That's
and
so
it started
funny.
with you.
I remember that day. I remember the shirt I was wearing. That's so weird. Coachella.
I remember the shirt I was wearing too.
Are you still on the Coachella train? Or are you over it?
Honestly, I never really fully got on the train, but
Fair.
It gives me a lot of anxiety. I like to do puzzles like at my house. I'm that kind of a person.
I love puzzles.
I am such a homebody, but when I'm there, I have fun. But it's like the leading up to it where I fear a lot. Like I fear the hangovers. I fear the walking. I fear the
walking.
potential hitchhiking that I'll have to do to leave. Like, you just never
So
know.
true.
But I don't know. I like it. I'm trying to like it more so that I can appear and feel cooler. But
It's also like an important part of your job.
yeah, and I have to say, I brought my sisters this last year, and it was the best Coachella I've ever had. So that is also the other part of having them around that I really like. It's like a security blanket. I like having them with me wherever I go, and that's another reason why we did the show together. I love being with them. It's my favorite. They're my favorite people to be with, besides my dog.
We actually just had that conversation on the Toast yesterday, talking about how like we have the privilege of like going to like events and stuff, and our plus ones being other influencers who are also our sisters, and it almost feels like you cheat the system when you don't have to go to those events alone and like those events can be so awkward when everyone's there by themselves and you're just like, hi, I'm Claudia, like it's painful. So being able to have like a built-in plus one who's also very much like in the scene and in the industry is like I feel like I'm cheating.
I know we are kind of cheating, but why?
I know.
I don't know. I've gone to so many events that have like ruined events for me because people have been rude, and
Of course.
and then you're scared. You're scared. They ruined it. So maybe
it's like intimidating. Totally.
Yeah, that's a good takeaway in general. Be nice.
And I think the most relatable storyline on the show is the stealing of clothing.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Like speaking to ourselves.
As sisters, we actually don't fight. We really don't fight for sisters. Like, it's crazy. That's the only thing that like gets us so fired up. It's so crazy. What is it about stealing clothes?
For me, I would let them borrow anything. It's first of all, ask.
Of course.
They don't ask, and then also or if they wear something before I've worn it, because that's I have to wear it.
So taking those shoes was insane.
Oh my! She's done the craziest shit. She's photoshopped photos so that I don't know that it's my bag.
That was crazy. She took a picture in Olivia's bag and she photoshopped it, but like it's clear that she got like it wasn't.
You know what? I respect the hustle, the creativity.
She's brazen.
It is creative. Well, you know what the thing is? If she texted me, I would have absolutely let her wear it.
Of course.
Just the lack of confrontations. Anybody listening who's like extremely non-confrontational would probably go that route, but you could just send a text.
Yeah.
You could.
No,
but why would you?
She's such a little sister. She actually reminds me of our little sister so much. And one thing I noticed on the show is I feel like when she's with you guys, she's like in little sister mode. And then when you see her in her scenes, like on her own and with her boyfriend, like she really like is a different person. And I feel like that's how I would describe our little sister. Like with us, she's just like constantly like getting picked on, and then she goes out into the world and it's like, who's that?
Yes, so true.
True. And then you feel bad because you feel like, oh, they don't want to be with me right now. Maybe that's because I'm
stifling
them.
I'm stifling them. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Truly, I know. I've noticed that too, and I do feel bad about that. But I agree. I feel like as somebody that's just her sister watching her life, it is very interesting, and she's in the thick of it. It's like the ugly part where she doesn't know what she's doing and why she's doing it, and she hasn't figured out her confidence is not there yet. You know, that takes so much time, and also she's doing so many new things. So I feel like I'm really excited to see where this all, how this all irons out for her, because I know it's going to be really cool to watch, and I'm going to be proud of her, and to have it all on camera is cool because other people will be able to see a little bit of themselves in it. You're right, it is such a little sister thing.
She's the snitch. She's the snitch.
Yeah, we call our little sister the snitch. And she's not that little either. She's like 26.
Yeah, every time we talk about her, people think we're talking about like an 8-year-old. And then we like show them a picture. They're like, that's literally a 25-year-old woman.
That's a grown-ass woman.
Well, they're bratty. Like, the little sisters are bratty, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And by the way, Olivia, we had Emma Chamberlain on our show, and Margot, our little sister, loves Emma Chamberlain. So when we wrapped the interview, we were like, Emma, like, our little sister is obsessed with you. Like, do you mind just like if she pops on the Zoom and says hi? And Emma was like, of course. And then she was actually expecting like a toddler to come out the way we were talking about her. And it's like Margot, who's at the time, she was like 24. She was like wearing a blazer. And she's like,
she's taller than both of us.
That's so funny. Oh my God, I need to meet her.
You do.
This
She's so funny. Literally, she's a giant. She's with a perfect body.
Compared to us.
So congrats on the show. It's so good. We love to see just like you thriving out there. We can't wait for season 2. And thank you for coming on the toast. This is actually like a huge deal for us, like a real, I feel full circle moment.
Totally. They say don't podcast with your heroes, but they're lying.
They do say that.
They never met Olivia Culpo.
Ever.
I'm so proud of you guys being able to watch how big you've blown this thing up. I mean, that made no sense, but you've blown this shit up. You're killing
Thank
it.
you.
And this
Oh my
is
God, thank
just
you.
the beginning. So I'm
That's so
very,
nice.
very proud of you guys. I
Thank
love
you.
your podcast. I don't understand how you talk so fast, both of you.
I know.
But you, it's great.
It's something we're actively working on.
But the thing is, if we talked any slower, the episodes would be 2.5 hours instead of 1.5.
No, I love how fast you guys talk. It's a superpower.
Well, the good thing about podcasting is that you can make your speed like half, you could double it. So there's something for everyone.
Yeah, if it's really a problem.
I literally love it. It gets me excited and it wakes me up, and it's more information in a smaller amount of time. Who doesn't want that?
Right.
So
That's what we're trying to do.
Sorry, we're efficient. We're efficient. Sue us.
Yeah.
Thank you again so much for coming on. Everyone check out the Culpo Sisters show. It's so good. It's on TLC. And thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure.
Thank you
Bye,
guys
everyone.
so much.
This is our final episode. Wait, Olivia, before we let you go, our final episode of the year, we are going to have you make a toast with us. What are you toasting to in the new year?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, I have to think about it. I have a wish jar that I usually write things in and put in. I really want to work on not bad mouthing. All my friends are like, you never talk shit about anybody. But I want to be even better. I don't want to have any bad thoughts about anything and anyone. I want to minimize my negativity.
Could never be me, but I wish you the best of luck. And that sounds amazing. And you're better than all of us, but we already knew that.
No.
Thank you guys for an amazing year. We love you, and we will see you in 2023.
We'll see you
Bye.
next year. Bye.
Bye.